time to find out who is going to face off against G2 in the grand finals of Open Qualifier number 5. Veterans on both sides trying to regain and make it back to that champions field. OG versus SSG for another shot at G2.
You know the OG story, and this is their next chapter. They want to rewrite that history and take down the third team in the region in SpaceStation. G2 await them in the final, and SSG are dying for that rematch.
Arithmetic sounds of my grandma falling down the stairs.
I like JNAP's car design. It's quite nice.
Reminds me of real like Tom's Fennec.
Be exciting to see. We've had so many
Yeah, I
updates,
like Tom's Fennec too.
Even I wasn't sure if G2 were gonna
His
make
dark
it.
blue one's
But
nice.
hey, everyone's been wishing for something different.
Also, the wheels that are on JNAP's car, are they just black OEMs or are they different wheels? Because whatever they are, they're really cool.
Where is that peak? No G for now. It's a midfield scramble. JNAPS, he was a star yesterday. There are so many stars on OG, and it changes every event actually. Who is statistically the best offensive player?
And it might even change here in this series, all depending on what SSG pull out and how OG is going to be able to manage this SpaceStation gaming pressure. Right now, it's calm with the ball. Noise pre-jumped this pass out, and
Jeez,
almost
man.
was able to connect on that. And you see Chicago just able to get good follow-up touches. Chicago and Hoxer especially this weekend have looked really solid. LJ has been doing a good job of controlling things on the back end. Not the best touch there, so JNAP
Okay.
coming in and trying to recollect the ball. You gotta keep eyes out for everybody on the field.
Oh, that bump.
LJ came through a hero on defense.
That was dangerous.
He
SSG
ground
are
punched
kind of
that.
hesitating on how to clear this.
Insane.
It's no, you make a move first. No, you make a move first.
Of course it was
SSG
OJ.
almost crumbled at that. We're still at 0-0. Here's a chance for revenge too. Now Hawks are getting shoved off the wall there by Calm as Chicago play the
If
pitch
you
off the
could,
wall,
let's
dropping
just say
and playing mind
G2
games against
manager
JNAPS, and
or coach or
so now that
whatever
second man up,
with
so SSG
transfers,
give up
would
some
you
space.
swap
We're now Calm. Go for it,
Atomic
just
with
launch it. It's
OJ?
very soft though. Nully, and while that's going on, while everyone from SSG's distracted,
No, I think that'd be too much offense then.
Yeah, you are
Yeah,
seeing that
that's-
too. Just keep eyes on that
Yeah, but
loose game
OJ's
in and
pretty
out on
really
the
good at
field.
defense.
Right now,
I'm not saying that
but
any of those players aren't good at defense, but there's no glue on that team then. Daniel and Beast Mode are both strikers, and Daniel's a really mechanical one. Neither one of them are the glue of a team. If you put LJ in there, he's just another version of them, basically. There's no glue. That team, they might still do well, but it won't, you know, it won't stick very well. If that makes sense. I feel like it would be like, they'd have really high scoring games, but they'd also be scored on a lot as well. Match that against a region like EU, and that's a death wish, because if you don't have good defense, you're fucked.
Goes for the 50. Great encounter there by Hawkster, and
Bro,
Nully
you
won't be
like
able to get
that.
much done either.
It feels
like
like
that.
Calm is
Yeah.
just in this position where he's been playing a little bit more defensively
Are
this
you
game.
there?
Yeah, I'm
really
here.
seen him go upfield, try to see if he can
Okay,
make
good.
teams uncomfortable. He's been kind of
If
playing
you
more in the
had to
back.
choose
You can tell
someone
OG
to be your
just
glue,
switching up their
who
styles
would it
just a
be?
little bit as Calm is picking up another.
Well, Beast Mode
I
Daniel.
want to watch to see if things start to change here a little bit
What,
later
NA?
on.
Any just NA or?
What
just
they're doing
NA.
right now has been kind
Oh,
of fortunate to
shit,
get the pressure, but it has not been enough to get them on the board.
And we know that OG definitely have the
Apparently Jack's
potential
pretty good.
to beat, any team, if they did it to Gen Gs, it's
I'm just kind of
another one on the list,
brainstorming
right?
who
But
would be
it's
good.
the question of consistency.
Hey,
Even
I'd still put Atomic in there, even though he's already on the team.
SSG going to 7 against Dignitas, you'd expect them to take down
Fox is not bad.
So,
Fox is not a bad shout either. I mean, probably not, but he's up there.
Speaking of that, LJ up high against Nully, Chainaps in the net.
Oh, speaking of Foxer, hello.
What a goal here too. I mean, just well played. Getting past Nolly. You see
Yeah, probably apparently
he's in a
Jack.
really tough spot. There's not much he can
In
do.
North America, he's probably the best glue of any team.
Making the goal here. SpaceStation Gaming off to a great start. They are just
If we're talking in the world,
so much better.
there might be
OG
someone else
has
out
been
there
able
that
to
I'd pick over him, but just North America, yeah.
Front here a little bit, and he may be able to get a play on the ball, but no, denied.
Uh-oh.
OG still have more work to do.
If I was to pick in the world, someone like...
We know that OG are a bit more of a
It
physical team.
probably wouldn't work out, but I'd like to see a Rise glue on a team like that, or maybe He's not much of a glue, but he's really good at defense for a WAS. I feel like even though he's not a proper glue player, he is very good at defense. That it would just work out, because if you have two heavy attacks, you need a really good defender as well.
Oh,
So
LJ go up here again and Khan trying to get the challenge, but LJ actually plays it low.
that is the most ridiculous goal I've ever seen. What the hell?
That helps the ball kind of get that pinch bounce, and you see defense again caught out on the side of OG. Down by 3 now, a minute to go. Couple of demos off the start. LJ still with the ball. SSG still in front as they are showing no signs of letting this game go.
if we could revive any sleeping giant, it would be right now.
When you say sleeping giant, do you mean basically like the prime of a player, or do you mean like someone who's still... Yeah.
An old prime.
Let's flip to the next page.
That was beautiful. Great double there from Hoxer.
Would I be putting them on a certain team, or what? What's the deal with it?
Follow-up was clean. It just feels like that
Yeah,
comfortability for
not only do you wake
here.
up their
This is something
prime,
we
but
wanted
you
to see earlier on
really
against
kickstart their
Dignitas
career.
yesterday, but we
Like,
didn't
for
necessarily
example,
get too
you
much
have
of it. It
paid
was a
off
little
on,
bit
like,
uncomfortable on the side of
YouTube too.
SpaceStation Gaming, but you can see that they've picked up on that.
Okay,
and
I would
they're showing that they
do...
mean business.
Who would I
That
do?
one is probably the only air touch we've seen. The Hawks are perfectly there to make a touch out. Demo in the back.
What's his name? I forgot his name now. I forgot his name now. Uh-oh.
Wow,
Hold on.
Big here for SSG, and yeah, this one, yeah, we should start looking at Forbidden Temple now, because this one's over.
Yeah, that is relentless out of SSG. 9 shots to 2.
Turbo.
They make it look easier. I think OG have been trying to
No, hold on.
box SSG and
I got this.
take some boost and just play out for with OG. How they adapt to their opponents, because they
just
feel like
your local
chameleons.
rebuild.
They study their opponents so well, and that's why OG can take down teams that you wouldn't expect them to sometimes.
Yeah, expecting a playstyle change here for OG. Not exactly what went well with the game.
You're gonna sound... Oh my god. You're gonna sound awful in the video because of how, like, muffled and quiet you're being.
Well, I
No.
have my dad's too.
No, I know. But
They're trying things off the kickoff. I mean, even last game, they tried to for some early downloads, even.
Like, my wall literally
and
makes
SSG
noise
were on the
bounce
back
to
foot,
his
but
wall. It's so
It's
annoying.
hard to shake up a team like SSG. And
Lovely.
What a start to break the drive
Yeah.
streak. But here's LJ for the pinch, but comes ready off the backboard. So LJ will be off to the side as Chicago couldn't win that 50. Some space for OG.
Odri? Who's Odri?
As Hawkster won't let this touch the
Oh,
post, but Nelly with a win in the midfield. See if they can keep SSG in that half. But now that win with Hawkster gives a chance for SSG to keep OG on lock, and that's getting a little hectic. A little bit of ball chasing for OG, trying to keep up with SSG.
LJ, that touch got so far away from him. He went on the ceiling, but he's not going to be able to do much with that. He takes boosts as he gets his way out. But look at that from Chicago. Even though he's playing a little bit back there, still able to get a good touch to keep it in. LJ hasn't left the blue half yet. Now he's able to get there in time. He's boost stopped them by taking both corners. And now you can see OG kind of put in a little bit of a tough spot. It's good on Khan to be able to get that clearance because it gives him time. But OG have to be careful because LJ is already a great player on ball. But if he starts to be able to set himself up with opportunities off ball, could lead to some issues here. OG's lead is 1 goal, but it's very fragile. It can change that in an instant as Khan tries to set up a goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah, almost a good attempted bump there. And like you said with LJ playing off ball, he's trying to use that backboard. And if he can't, he'll just try to bump the player off of it, creating any windows. But LJ is missing. Weekend offense, still forcing to make some saves. But J-Naps, the road to victory, the road down the field at least, taking the boost, leaving it to Nully. And Calm now as the 3rd man tries to step up in that midfield. As OG explore their options. J-Naps not really having a lot besides leaving it softly to Calm, which SSG read.
Yeah, it's a good read there. I mean, again, another good touch from LJ as he gets a demo on the back end, and this forces.
This is definitely not like the first game.
Really just throwing OG off for a loop here. Chicago was low boost on that initial touch, and LJ said, "Listen, don't worry, I got it. Play it low."
That's
And
true.
instead, he just takes it completely away. Goes upfield, takes boost, goes
Oh,
for
go on, Chicago. Oh,
No, Noli able to
close.
stop
Oh.
Chicago almost was able to force that one into the net. Hoxer just couldn't get past Noli. He had a great defensive stop there.
In the second half, the only thing we have is a kickoff goal. Unless J-Naps. We're seeing a couple of bump plays too in the net, forcing the defenders to have to unite, give themselves more blocking room there. But Chicago with the shot. Oh,
jeez.
Hoxer's ready on the right. And if SSG can find the rebounds, they could be more threatening on that
Bruh,
offense.
my
Get
right
their
eye
first
is
goal
stuck.
after such a dominating game
Like my
one.
left eye is about
This
to
is
be
quite different.
fully shut.
It
My
is,
right
and
eye
you're
is
starting to see a little bit
twitching
more
like a
space here
guy
from
high
OG.
on crack.
Calm has been very pretty. His awareness has been good. Just watching what SSG do off ball, because there's been times where they've been trying to take him out on the demos. Again, we've seen what LJ's been able to do. That's a bit of a break, and Calm is going to be able to get there in time.
What's happened?
A good win in the
Oh,
midfield
goddammit.
there for Noli. You see him take his time. He wins the feed.
Oh, Noli just basically shat on them all.
He is able to get the second touch so
Okay.
well past the second defender, and then Calm's able to clean it all up.
Wow, Noli is having an excellent game too. Just, again, the chess match, the mind games that we brought up in game one to slow down the ball, but also have great control of it, to not give an inch to SSG in those moments. Finally, the physicality paying off too, as Calm weakens SSG. LJ, someone behind him too. Calm and Noli all crooked up in the net there as SSG trying to force their way through. Comes out to Hoxer. Calm reacting perfectly in time as SSG trying to salvage that midfield.
Yeah, this is just an awkward game for SpaceStation. I ain't winning this
For
one.
the other SSG member, seems like
Nope.
SSG's backline is okay, not letting any open nets, but SSG still throwing shots from left to right. Chicago off
Oh.
the ceiling. Pitches it to LJ, who couldn't curve it in time.
Man, I just saw
That was
Cruz
close.
just try to rotate back all the way in there, a minute to go. And the reason I say that is just because he recognized the danger that was happening. OG has been put in a couple of dangerous spots thanks to SpaceStation Gaming's offense, but the finishing has not been there for SSG. Great chance for a transition. Can Naps line it up? No, he cannot. But wait, that ball went midfield. Akam was almost able to get there. Good on Chicago to knock it away. OG just have to mitigate the pressure. They've been doing such a good job of it this entire game. As no.
Oh, what a dunk!
Oh my, what a dunk! Look at that
Jeez.
setup though. Calm, it's a great touch. Noli floats around it. Gets
Yeah,
the foot
I
reset, and just
remember
slam
not to
dunks
sleep on
LJ.
Noli. He used to be an
Beautiful
actual
stamp on a game
freestyler
two.
back
OG
at
has turned this
Singularity.
around.
Who did? What?
Wow, in the biggest of plays. And
Noli used to be
Noli
a
is just a
freestyler, but like
superstar in
a
this game
comp
too.
freestyle.
Oh.
Just
Back
being able
at
to stay
Singularity,
calm when
back in Europe.
at game one did not
Huh.
go their way. Huge for them with 23
Similar to,
seconds. We'll have a tie series
Joya?
shortly,
Yeah, but
barring any
Just not as good.
crazy miracles.
Because Choya is just that guy.
No, here's the thing though, Singularity was an RLCS team as well.
Uh-oh. That was not good.
So Noli was literally freestyling in RLCS before Joyo. Like, Joyo was like, oh.
Yeah, but Joya is just better. And he's still freestyling.
This one, I feel like
Yeah,
it's very
but
important
Noli's an
to
OG
note that
freestyler,
SSG
and he was
did
freestyling
play
in
super
RLCS before
hard
Joyo
work
was
out
even
of this
freestyling.
defensive mistakes.
Look, I'm gonna be
That's a
honest. I get what you're trying to say, but it doesn't matter who's an
OG, not being as focused on the ball.
Yeah,
but
Noli's no.
Singularity doesn't
series
even a
tied
thing
1-1,
anymore.
and we knew
Yeah,
this was gonna
Noli's
be
no
close.
mechanical,
But
you know,
how you feel
crazy
about
man
Championship
anymore.
Sunday, that
Not
matters.
anymore,
Noli
but
with
he
the
used
shot,
to.
crossbar
Yeah.
down. What a start.
I don't know. I think it's just impressive that someone like Joyo, for as long as he's been doing it, can still keep doing it. Like he's not even just doing it in like ranked lobbies. Like he's doing it in the actual pro scene. Like that's ridiculous. It's already hard enough as it is to just be doing it at the highest level in ranked.
Yeah.
So
Funny enough, that was what Singularity was. It was literally three RLCS freestyles. It was a whole team of it, which was, in my opinion, insane.
yeah.
And SSG
Chronically
start the
and
retreat.
mentally
Tom
insane.
will just leave this by some
3
time.
players,
Even be able to take it up high, maybe
3
set up Noli
like
getting can't let OG
RLCS
get away with too much
freestyles
there.
as a team.
SSG cannot be bystanders.
And it worked
LJ
partially.
can't get
It
past
was
J
insane.
Naps.
You know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see like a freestyles tournament, but it's actually just pros.
Oh yeah.
So instead of like actual freestylers, it's the pros. I would love to see how that would work. Because obviously it would be a shit show.
Yeah, I think no, I think it would be more MLG, like the quick stuff, you know, like air dribble to ceiling tension to double tap while using the flip, like the diagonal flip cancel down.
Ooh, that's a good pass.
Yeah, that's a great pass. God damn.
And obviously it's from LJ as well.
Yep.
Shocker.
So eventually SSG will make those
Yo,
connections,
LJ.
and any slip up on the defense, OG will pay the price. And even on SSG's defense, starting to utilize more demos to relieve that pressure, make it easier to read what OG's plans are. But Hoxer, can you keep up with him? JNAPS at least will slow it down and stifle this. LJ will take over until he gets it his way.
What happened? I missed it.
Aaron Golds. Let's do pass on gold. Right on the line.
Oh lord. Oh no, JNAPS.
That hurts. But I feel like
That
OG
would be
have done
unlucky.
better at shaking off silly mistakes like that. Not even a mistake, but just moments where it happens. Happens to the best of us. But SSG want more than that. Gotta be careful when Hoxer goes up high with the ball. And even LJ with the demo, he doesn't get the corner boost, so he can't be involved in the play as much anymore. But that wasn't a great touch from Com, so here's Chicago stepping up, playing the bounce against Nully. Now it's a lead, only by 1 for SSG.
Pitches coming out. SSG, look at that. The physicality.
Oh, what the hell? That was such a... That looked like he missed it.
LJ with space. LJ with the shot.
No. You can't give LJ space like that. Jesus, man. He's gonna slot it. Where are the players? Look at all that space.
SSG after capitalizing on the own goal there too. That was a great slot too, though.
Jesus, man.
What?
SSG staying
Love
composed.
machine.
Gotta watch these kickoffs out of OG too. JNAPS just patrolling, Com playing in deep too, waiting for the pass. It was that offensive warlord you didn't expect in the last qualifier, but whatever you need to do to position to give yourselves a passing option.
I'd love to see LJ in EU. Like, I'd just love to see how he'd play if he would still be this offensive genius.
Yeah,
Or if
but what
EU
team
depth
is
would
it?
change it.
That's the thing. With gentlemates?
I don't think it matters which team he'd be on. He could probably fit in any team.
Yeah, but it has to be a good team, similar to SSG, like position.
I wouldn't mind to see him on something like Lunar Galaxy.
No. Someone's closer to 3rd or 4th.
So tough for OG to scrap through that when 2 players had 0 boost, as you said. And that was something you have to be aware of with OG getting boosted.
Oh, that was close.
Defense without it. Somehow that doesn't go in. Chicago smells blood in the water, and LG
I don't know.
is low for that, giving a chance for OG to extend.
Look, if I'm being honest, what the fuck? Okay. If I'm being honest, since, like, I know LJ's always been just this really crazy striker, but since Hoxer joined SpaceStation, I feel like LJ's been, you know, standing out a lot more than he used to. Like, I feel like Hoxer's got a lot to do with how LJ's, you know, been recently. Like, I wouldn't say he's made him improve, but I'd more say, like, he's set him up so much more. And the same goes the other way around. Like, they just know how to play each other. It's just so good for them.
I really
That's such a good pass.
Daniel FLJ and Reddle's move.
If I'm being honest, I believe that Daniel's overrated as fuck. He's a great player and he's very mechanical, but people make him play out to be like the best player in the world. Well, yes, he's one of them. He is not the best player. You can never put that in contention. Because the only times he's ever won anything is when he's with 2 other players who are in contention for world's best. Like, like, if you put him on a team where there's even just one player who's like they're good, but they're not that like at that level, then he never seems to be able to win. And even then, he hasn't even won more than a regional.
Bro, he's literally the Harry Kane of soccer. Think about it, Harry Kane was on Tottenham. Good players were the best, he was still a great player, still a standout player. He's a Tottenham icon, right? Bayern Munich is a team that's won nearly, what was it, 10, 11 seasons in a row. Lost it then. Yet again had a great team. Sometimes great players and play styles just do not work out. It's as simple.
It's a bit different now because he's got two players that are by far better than Arsenal and Red Bulls, but so it's a bit easier for him to make mistakes and have someone to fall back on, but yeah, I don't know. That's how I see it.
I mean, to be fair, everyone's human in the end, so everyone's gonna have their faults.
That is true. He just has that. He just has the crap action faults, just at a high level, so it doesn't look as bad.
You know what I want to see?
What?
You know how like AI can replicate voices? Imagine they replicate like Rocket League playstyle, but like it's perfect actions, but like still like they're
Ooh, that's a good
like
shot.
the human version's playstyle.
Hmm.
Okay, Chicago is just absolutely scoring on them.
You know what I would love to see? I would love.
Imagine AI LJ.
Yeah. You know what I would love to see?
That is a scary.
I would love to see like a Pacey Bits or Foot Champs version, like cards and stuff for Rocket League. You can like simulate games the same way you can on like, you know, the phone games, right? Like them.
Highly accurate battle simulated like champs versus like SSL.
Yeah, but like it would be like you'd have well-known members of the community, like retired pros, obviously, and things like that. Content creators, the lot.
You could have like,
And then you'd have them in like competitive format. And, yeah, you could literally have like the most ridiculous teams. Oh, speaking of the most ridiculous teams, you remember a while ago when I mentioned I feel like the best team in the world would be what did I say, Vatira, Moxie, and Zen?
yeah.
Yeah, like literally a couple days later, I saw a TikTok that Vatira posted, and he said the exact same thing.
Again, more demos. Chicago going off the ceiling, does get a follow-up touch, and defense is awkward, but the shot isn't good enough. Now you're going to start seeing a transitional play, and this one, Chicago will be a little laid back, so has to watch this one. Whoa, the 50 works out, and J-Nap's in the right spot. OG sitting the house, and they come up big.
All of OG are in this net, and that, I guess, is what it's going to
Right.
take to score against SSG.
Sure thing.
Not just one bully,
I guess that goes in.
the whole squad coming at them. We have a tie game, 1-1, going into the second half shortly. OG need everything they can get. It feels impossible to score. Now LJ can at least be the spark plug, and he pushes J-Naps, and it makes this so easy for someone like Chicago.
Again, these off-ball plays.
That was a good play.
LJ being able to just disrupt, knocks J-Naps out the way. Big
Nice little hit out and
Chicago
then
able to find
swipe
the angle before the defense can react.
Ooh,
The biggest thing here about SpaceStation Gaming is the fact that they aren't getting that much room with some of these plays, and they're still converting. It just goes to show the reaction is great, but hold on. OG is not done yet. Right off the kickoff, they maintain that possession. You see J-Neff's playing it close, gives it over to Com, and then Com gets...
I mean, I don't even know what to say. They're just... Both teams right now are just playing really well with their bumps. I mean... No one's doing anything special, it's just clinical bumps and rolling the ball in, basically.
literal Red Hills foundation
Yeah.
of Rocket League, I'm telling you right now.
And LJ's sitting at 44, and I don't like it. Just kind of goes to show you how he's just not really playing too much about like on ball, just using his presence to kind of throw things off here. But
It's crazy to think that, but the time that Riddle was on SpaceStation, the roster was completely different. Not a single player from the roster with Riddles is on that team anymore.
That's why you can't even point out one MVP on OG or SSG.
Literally, even back then, Arsenal, typical, Daniel, Arsenal was still there yet again. Even his old Pittsburgh Knights team isn't there either.
It's not easy for OG to really ramp up the speed, something to catch SSG lacking to
Now instead it's a former G2, LJ, and Hoxer.
LJ, X-Oxygen.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing to say, but yeah. X.
He's just been on so many different rosters at this point, Hoxer. It's ridiculous.
Really? I forgot.
Yeah, he was always an underrated player, he just got kicked off so many teams.
Yeah, wasn't he on Ghost at one point?
Yeah, at one point.
Yeah, that's right.
Wasn't he on... I could be bullshitting this one, but I saw he was on Misfits at one point too.
Maybe. Was he in... I don't think he was. No, he was not on E United. That was Tristan, Elder Captain, Ajax, I think. No, he was definitely not in that E United team back in RLCS. Season, what, X and 9.
I don't know every team he was on, but I do know, like from what I've heard this at least, that he was like, he's overall been one of, if not the most underrated North American player in history. Like he was always on a roster, and then they'd have one poor performance and he'd be the first to be kicked. And then now he's on SpaceStation, and he is playing exactly how he's been from the start. The only difference is that the quality of play has gone up since he started. Like he was fine from the start, and then they just he just kept getting dropped for no reason.
Just the slow Hoxer, what's he doing? Just skating around. OG making them have to look both ways before crossing the road. SSG with some possession. JNAPS has been trying to scramble that, but he's not getting these obvious challenge wins to net his team the ball. But
OG win this game. You reckon they have a chance of winning the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Good lord. Oh my lord.
Ah, such a lucky second touch. He didn't even do anything to get that second touch, he just front flipped. Well, definitely calm. Not even for his demos, but more his shit talking. Then I'd put Riddles for his demos. Those two are pretty much locked in for the most annoying players. And then third, I don't know, those are the only two players that I actually can think of that are actually annoying.
And I would actually put Vatira.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he shit talks a bit. And...
Not just that, you know why?
Why?
Because when he's on defensively, imagine you do a good shot and he saves it. That's when it tells you when he scores a good goal on you.
Well, if you're gonna say that, you could say Rawas then. That's how you're gonna think of it.
But think about it. He's a guy who can score wonder goals and do wonder saves.
No, you know who actually I'd pick? I know he's not like, he's probably, you know, never gonna be at the caliber of it, but Moxie if he was good enough for it.
Yeah.
Moxie is a bitch to play with. He is so, like, so awkward to play against, like his... Oh.
He was literally next though before next though.
Right.
with the flicks at least.
Yeah. His flicks have kind of calmed down quite a lot. I don't know if it's because he's stopped trying, trying to do them or what, but
Yeah, he's just gone quiet after the SSG goal, really.
yeah.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Look at this though. Good turn here from Hawks. They're moving upfield.
It's just a good pop up on the LJ with the nice read. Like, it's just so nice.
So quick, so well executed.
Yeah.
And do you know what's
Oh,
most
that's not so
important?
nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
Tom's not allowed to play the game.
Hey, do you know what else was so good about that shot?
What?
It didn't bounce.
Always bullying their competition.
That was good too. Yeah, that was good. One. Oh, you know what I want right now? An egg and bacon roll with onion. Oh.
Get rid of the onion, then I agree with you.
Nah, I love onion.
Okay.
Egg, bacon, onion, tomato sauce, and a hash brown. Ooh.
I'm the go. I'm doing that diet today.
You see Com, he's going for a demo upfield.
What'd you say?
You do damn diet today, something good.
They got caught out grabbing boosts.
Bye.
And no one, whoever was on the ball couldn't get that control on the ball. I was on Hawks or POV, and he just has the most open net possible. So boom, there you go. 3-goal lead for SpaceStation Gaming, but they didn't really have to work too hard for it, and they almost got another one off the kickoff.
What is happening with this OG defense? Like the last 2 goals, I didn't even feel like there's a good option for a save. SSG fully punishing the scrambling OG team. But now with the demo with the 3-on-2, and only with the soft touch straight right, Chicago still low, able to make the block. Now Chicago and LJ passing back and forth. Noli gets the demo from behind. That's huge. Chicago will hold salvage. Hawks are stepping up as the second man, hoping to just tip this above Noli. But now with backup for OG, SSG will have to retreat.
Gotta watch what OG's doing. When they're on the ball now, they're trying to go for a little bit more of a solo play. We're gonna see them now have to play for
Okay, so you had diverse top Cougars to qualify.
get things cleaned up very, very quickly. Getting beats a lot of challenges out in the midfield now, and they want to try to make extra plays to see if they can throw off SpaceStation Gaming, but they haven't really done too much to really put SpaceStation Gaming in a bad spot. This demo now sets up a big lane, and Khan tried to get the shot. He demoed Hoxer. Hoxer respawned in the right spot and was able to make the challenge on the play, keeping this a 3-goal game as it goes all the way back downfield, and LJ almost put the 4th one in.
Oh, but OG need to get on the board, and there's just not a lot of time left, and now everyone's playing bumper cars here in this corner. And SSG, the race is on. How do you slow them down, Calm? At least with the touch off the backboard. Gets it to Hoxer. J-Naps and Calm circling Hoxer. Chicago leaves it to Null. He can't get there on time. Calm with a big win, but they set themselves up towards the orange net, where SSG are just waiting to receive. They haven't been able to carve their place into SSG's defense, not quite yet. If anything, it's OG's defense that's getting exposed up until that defender gets overwhelmed and OG are on the board.
Well, that 50's just perfect for Calm. Yeah, that Nolly was like, yeah. Nothing Hoxer could do there. Just a free net.
And then cutting off the space has been very big here for OG. You see what happens when they can pull it off. Now they got to do it 2 more times with not too much time on the clock.
I only had 2 shots, so, and getting to the other half is fine. But what can materialize out of this offense of OG? It's not the same team that we saw from yesterday. But SSG looking cleaner is at least something to be happy about. Now a 2v2 in the net. Chicago with the demo. Nully missing. Hoxer dancing. LJ waiting for the ball to come out to him. Shoving Nully. Chicago realizes this reacts well to keep OG stuck here. 34 seconds. Precious seconds going by. It's not impossible for OG to come back. But based on how this offense has developed.
Nah, it's over.
Feels like the offense hasn't developed. It feels like there's
20 seconds, 2 goals to go against SpaceStation. It ain't happening.
Meanwhile, SpaceStation Gaming perfectly okay. They got a 2-goal lead. They know it's the final minute. You just play the 50s out. You play the time. You don't even need to try to score. You just run out the clock. OG could not force the issue here, and now they are in a match point situation against a SpaceStation gaming team who has been finding each other very well over the course of this series and has made the most of their opportunities. 5 more minutes could separate SpaceStation Gaming for another shot at G2, but only this time it'll be in the play back from their own half to try to quote-unquote play safe. But again, that gives SSG exactly what they're looking for. Something has to change. They only get one more shot at this for OG. There's no more, well, there's no really more room for error here. You've used your timeout. You got to force a game 7 here, or you got to settle with a top 4 finish. Here we go, Neo Tokyo, the stage.
I want to see more out of J-Naps. The J-Naps from yesterday, the knapsack. It's not bad, but it's not these jaw-dropping challenge wins out of him in the midfield. But with these demos, maybe things will be a bit easier. We'll have to leave the play with 0 boost left. As Calm will take things over. Can't wait against Hawkster. Nully has to come out of the corner to make the save. And SSG, they just have better 50s, and it's just, they can have so many more shots. That's why OG had, what, like 2 shots going into the second half?
Oh, watch the bump!
And, well, LG
Yeah.
executes yet again.
Coming out swinging again.
Look at Chicago here.
Shocker.
Gets that initial 50.
Such a weird angle.
Looking at J-Naps, gets that space for the shot to come through, and LJ will pick up the first goal, but it's not without the bump from Chicago.
I think someone's scoring again,
SSG back
just
in
like
front
last
again.
time.
Here we go, more of these early goals.
OG support each other more, and SSG,
Alright.
now keep doing what you're doing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. J-Naps, the pop up to the ceiling. It's not something that can be centered out for OG. 2 playing back. Calm, how does he approach that midfield? He goes to the side. SSG thinking them in that moment. Calm against Chicago manages to take the boost too. It's OG still have the resources to work with, but space to be created is difficult. Any weak touches sometimes resulted in the ball being spat back right at them, especially at the back of the net. And OG don't want to make any more mistakes, but LJ with the triple and almost the bump on the Nully. Good save.
It's just hard right now. OG can't hold on to possession. They try to get these initial challenges. They want to be able to pass it out in transitional defense, but that's just has not been an option. It was now, and you see what happens when everybody's in the right place at the right time. No lead to Calm to the top.
I actually have it. I didn't realize it. That's just a pass and then. Oh,
By Nully on the traffic too. Oh
I
my
forgot. Oxa bumped him into the shot.
That's great to see it. Nully,
God.
bring them the magic they need. What was it in game 2 that I was applauding? Nully, we need to see all of OG peak, but all the time, because they're going up against the number 3 team, and you're able to beat Genji yesterday. Oh man, this weekend has been grueling for many teams. We'll have some fun updates for you after the series. But Calm, down low against Hawkster, slowing it down. SSG just kill this ball and kill the momentum out of OG every single time, forcing them to play non-stop defense. OG only have 1 shot. Nully wants to make it a 2nd goal and can't even hold on to the ball, as you said. LJ Hawkster looking to be the lead blocker. OG by time.
Yeah, they do. Not only just on the ball either. Noli was trying to get a bump on Chicago off ball. They're still trying to do that where they rotate out, and the guy who rotates out tries to bump that 3rd man, because the 3rd man from SpaceStation Gaming has actually been pushed pretty closer compared to most people who sit behind the midfield line. Even LJ, you see him just kind of hovering that midfield space, trying to figure out if he wants to challenge. No, he can't, so Hoxer will go back and bring it in. And this is what I mean when I say for OG, how they have to keep eyes on that possession game. They get a demo here, and we see them with some space, but what do we do with it? We see J-Naps up into the air. He gets past 1. Calm got a bump around the net. LJ was low boost, but Noli couldn't even come for the challenge because he had to watch out for the threat of Chicago. This is what SpaceStation are doing. They're trying to space out OG because they know if they don't have that space to be able to make the passing lanes, there's not really much they can do with the ball. And that's been a big factor this entire series.
Spacing out OG and also splitting their focus and trying to communicate through all this chaos is insane. Match point for SSG, less than 2 minutes, and grand finals on the line where SSG want that rematch against G2. Now Chicago is tipping it over.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Towards Hoxter there, a little scary, but there's always a 3rd man back. Or SSG, the structure is so good out of them. Now Chicago patrolling, but Nully at least gets us away from Hoxter. OG looking for the lead. Nully wanted to bump Chicago, misses that. J-Naps steps up. LJ off the crossbar too, won't let it drop down. No
Oh.
up high into traffic. It's still
That was scary.
Yeah, J-Nabs couldn't
Jeez.
get involved in that play. He didn't have any boost. So despite all that extra effort, it just didn't work out. Things are starting to get really tense here because OG are now fighting for their field presence. Tom, threatened to bump and then tried to use that touch to see if he can get a good spot for his teammates.
Oh, that bump. Oh, that demo is great. Oh, that flick is even better. Oh my god. 1 minute left. 1 minute left, late lead. Oh god. That might be it for OG. Might be.
SSG enable each other so well. Shout out to LJ team. My fantasy stats are gonna look nice. Hopefully after this. But not so nice if you're an OG fan. 50 seconds and the end of the road here for this qualifier. And it's already a blue half start. And Hawkster sliding into the right.
Okay.
Calm dives to save. And even gets us away from Chicago. J-Nabs
So there's basically 1 point
OG need these
left, 1 spot left for the major.
seconds left, and here's Chicago with an open net.
Look at that transition. Look at that midfield presence.
Wow. Okay, alright. So it's down to the wire coming into this last regional for so many teams, but especially OG and Cloud9. If Snowman could do well and the other two flop, that would be nice, so then we can see them in the fight at the major. That would be nice to see.
Chicago with the hammer. SpaceStation Gaming won G2, and in 23 seconds, that's exactly what they'll get.
My God, that went the distance between G2 and SSG last time too. Game 7 and OG. Like I said, they were trying to rewrite the story.
It was nice.
When they got
It was
to
very
Copenhagen,
good. This series was very good.
whoever you want to argue about didn't deliver. Still trying to best their
It wasn't as good as the other one, but it was still good.
Baby steps, but not only did they beat LG, they beat Genji. And you thought that this was gonna be the OG that hit that high score, but falling short against SSG.
These scriptwriters are really good at it. I mean, they've been doing it for years now, so it does make sense, but
And
yeah.
SSG will take this. What a semi-final out of them. They will go to the grand final against G2 Strive.